What's up, everybody? Squirrel Man's back again. The rare occasion I'm doing two videos in one night. Uh, I said before, I don't really like to dive into prison stuff too much, man. That's not really what I'm about. I like to do the trucking stuff. I like to talk about other stuff. But this story I had to tell because I think it teaches you a really good lesson in morals. It's just a good life lesson, overall. One day I was sitting in master control, which I used to spend a lot of time in there. That's a whole other story. I was in there with a sergeant and another officer, and I go to tell him a story. And y'all know me by now. I love telling stories. I got stories for everything. Anytime somebody brings up an experience or something or a subject, I probably have a story related to it, and I'm just that guy. I've been told, hey, Squirrel, you got a story for every damn thing. I'm like, well, I've been around a long time, so I'm talking to the sergeant one day, and I'm telling him a story, and I get through it, and he's standing there and he's just staring at me like this, looking at me like I'm crazy or something, and I'm like, what? And he's like, I think you're full of shit. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, who are you? I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That's the story. That's the way it happened. He's like, no, I think you're full of shit. And I said, what the hell, man? I'm starting to get a little irritated. He said, you know why you're full of shit? And I said, why? And he said, because you didn't say true story. I said, when he said that, I started laughing so damn hard because, and this is the point of this story. When somebody points out something that you do and it's true, that's when it's the funniest. And right in that moment, I realized every single time I had ever told that man a story, the first thing I ever said before I even told the story, I'd be like, okay, guys, true story. I got to tell you this, true story, And I didn't do that. In that one specific moment, I didn't do it. And then when he said that, man, I could not tell you how much I was laughing because it was so funny. When people point out things that you do like that, little habits that you never realized you did them before, and then they point them out, it's so damn funny. So, like, I love to laugh at myself. When people do that, do things like that to me, I love to laugh at myself. And that's the other big thing I wanted to say. You always have to be willing and able to laugh at yourself. If you can't laugh at yourself, you shouldn't be laughing at anybody else. You honestly don't really have the right to laugh at anybody else for anything if you can't even laugh at yourself. Life is too short not to have a really good sense of humor. Life is too short not to find the humor in almost anything and everything. I try to find the humor in everything. I try to be lighthearted. I try not to take things so serious all the time. I try not to be offended all the time by stupid little things. I think people that get easily offended are just really weak and spineless. They serve really no big purpose out there in the world. So anyway, that was a prison story that was totally hit you off guard. You thought I was going to give you some blood and guts story, but I wanted to give you a lesson in morals and just an overall life lesson and how you should treat yourself and treat all the others around you. So let me know what you think in the comments. That's honestly one of my favorite stories to tell coming out of the prison because it's just it hits you so hard, and it's absolutely true. You got to be willing to laugh at yourself. All right. Like, share, subscribe. Common sense ain't common.